Friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's vlog. Today is an install video. So I've mentioned a few times in my last few videos that I am going full bolt on an E85. So today we are installing the flex fuel kit and the fuel pumps. So let's jump right into it. Here's the box. I think this is the box. There we go. Okay, so we've got this flex fuel piece. I have no idea what it is. Some connectors. Something wrapped up, so it's gotta be important and fragile. Looks like a, I don't know. Looks like a lot of stuff. So, and then the fuel lines. So, now before we get into this video, the quick disclaimer is I've never installed one of these before, and I'm literally gonna make it up as I go along, just as I do on every single install that I do. The one thing that I do to make sure I get it done right is I do follow YouTube videos. And it looks like there may be some instructions, or maybe not. Either way, we're gonna get this installed and it's gonna work. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be removing this cover so that way I have a little more access back there. Ooh. Dude, that looks way better. Okay, seriously, let me know in the comments below. Should I put this piece back on? Do you guys like how that looks? Or does this look better? I think I like this better, and I think I'm gonna leave this piece off, but if you guys want me to put it back on, I'll leave it on. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. All right guys, so what we did is we disconnected, and I don't know if you guys can see, but this wiring harness right here is connected to this little bracket right here. You just push in and you disconnect it, and I do that just to kind of push things back and out of the way because we're gonna need to access right down here, which is this wire right here. So the next thing we wanna do is we wanna talk about this line. So follow this line all the way down here. You're gonna find two 10mm bolts, one on the left side, one on the right side. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna undo those and we're gonna pull this up. So let's do that right now. Got it, okay. So to get these screws out, you just need the right tool. So here we have a very small 10mm socket wrench, and it fit nicely right back there, and I was able to pop these bolts out. Now we just take this line, out, and then we move on to the next step. This was what we were unscrewing, and these plates, oh, we got a little bit of gas dripping. This plate right here was connected, so I just took my flathead screwdriver, put it in between, and then turned my screwdriver, and that popped it right out. Now that we've got this disconnected, we followed all the way back here, and we're gonna disconnect it right down here. I don't know if you guys can see how the clip works, but you basically squeeze on both sides. See the green? You squeeze, there's green here and green here. You squeeze on both sides and you just pull it up. No joke, we just spent like 30 minutes to an hour, literally like time just stopped, because this stupid little piece right here would not squeeze to slip over the fuel line. So it might have been like 10 seconds for you guys, but it was literally an hour of our lives. But luckily, Kyle stepped into the frame. Kyle here did it. Magic. He worked his magic. He figured it out and he got it done. So now we can finally move on to the next step because that was so annoying. We're putting the ethanol content sensor together with the hoses, right? So we're gonna take this, and there's a groove right here. I don't know if you can see it, there's a groove. And on this, there's a groove in there too, and you just slide it right over like that, super easy. Then we take, oh, but except don't put it on backwards, like I just did. Make sure the threads are facing out. Then we take this piece, we slide it over, and we screw it together. So now we've got this on here. It's nice and tight. I just tightened it with my fingers. I'm actually gonna maybe grab some pliers and just tighten it down a little bit more. But once we have that, then we take, this one was for this one, right? And we take our hose, we attach it, and we just screw it on. Super easy. And then, see that? And then we're gonna take this one and figure out, I'm pretty sure,
U-turn.
The U-turn, okay, and then we There we go. And then we hit it like that. So we're gonna do that and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. All right guys, well I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is we have the right kit. The bad news is we were installing it the wrong way. So Kyle was smart enough to go to the kit that I had purchased online and just look up the installation instructions. So now we know what we're doing and we know how to do it. Awesome. And Kyle just disconnected the line. So basically the difference between the kits that I got and the instructions are, here, let me show you. There's two fuel lines over here, right? And so we were reading the instructions that said follow the small fuel line. Well, so we did. When in reality, we should have been following the big fuel line. And now everything makes sense. All the instructions make sense. We know what we're doing. And now this install is actually gonna be a breeze. So bear with us while we just regroup for a second and we'll get this installation right back on track. But Kyle's the hero of the day. Now we're right where we should be. We got the wrong line that we had disconnected, reconnected, back to where we're supposed to be, and we have the right line disconnected. So now all we have to do is put on all the fittings and connectors. We already know where they go, and then we're gonna connect the flex fuel sensor right over here, install all the hoses, and we're gonna be done. We got this silver piece that's gonna go into the back of the block. There we go.
You got them both?
Yeah.
2 down.
All right. Okay, so the part that was giving us trouble before was fitting these black pieces onto the fuel lines and realizing that this one is too small and this one is the right size and realizing that this is the one we needed to switch over to. So now we're putting it on and it actually fits perfectly. That's it.
It seals.
We're on there. So what we're doing right now is, let me clean up my look a little bit. Get my hair. Look at this. What we got going on here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is this little piece right here connects into this hose. And I'm sorry that the lighting is garbage, but that's what we've got to work with. So this connects to this and it connects to the silver piece that we just put in the back of the block. So we're gonna connect this to the back of the block first, and then we're gonna connect this hose piece onto the black connector. So that's what we're doing right now.
That way is the right way.
Oh my gosh, it fits perfectly. Butter. Not even
You can get a wrench and tighten that a little bit if you want, but unless you can get a little more tighter, but that's pretty good. And this goes back over here, just like that.
Yep. What a nice, clean, well put together system. All right, then we're just gonna attach this one over here, right?
Yeah.
All right, we are cooking. So this is where the bracket gets mounted, so that way we can attach the ethanol content sensor to right there. So looks like we have a little clamp right here in the way on this hose. We just gotta rotate it over here. And then we'll just connect this to the ethanol content sensor, attach this to it, and we'll be done. Actually, we'll have 2 more parts. We won't be done just yet. We'll have 2 more parts after that. Okay, my battery died during that last scene. So basically what I was saying is we just mounted this piece right here, and the last step was to get the hoses connected to it, and at some point my battery had died while that was happening. So we got these connected. Everything fits like nice and tight and snug. It looks really good. All that we have left is the flex fuel converter right here. So we mount it, we can mount it somewhere over here. I'm not 100% sure. And then we're just gonna take this plug it in over here, run it along this line, go through the firewall, and then up and plugged into here. So that's where we're at next, and that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, so the last step that we just did is we ran this wire, which plugs in over here. We ran it through, what would you call this?
They call that a grommet.
A grommet. Okay, so we ran this wire through this firewall grommet, and we're gonna plug it in over here. The other thing is, right here we have some, a secondary air injector system, and we unplug the clip from the wiring harness down there, and we attach it to the wiring harness that came in the kit. there's two connectors. The small white one goes into this piece that came with the kit, and then there's one down here that you guys can't see, but you unplug it from secondary air pump, and you plug that into the wiring harness that came with the kit, and then you follow this, and you just plug this in right over here. And that is the whole install. We're done, right?
Yeah.
We've done everything.
Finally.
Yay. All right, so I guess the next step that we're gonna do is we're going to plug this one in. There's some 3M on the back of this. We're gonna mount it somewhere over here, and then we're gonna start up the car and see if it works.
Yes, M3 tape.
Is that what I said, or did I say 3M?
You almost said M3.
I almost said it, yeah.
Yeah.
So now that everything's installed, we're gonna start up the car. Even though I don't have a tune for any of this stuff, we're gonna start it up and see what happens. Fingers crossed. What was going on?
I think I saw something leaking in the back.
It's leaking in the back?
I think so.
Shit. It's leaking! Okay, so we had to kill the motor because, damn, it's so hard to see back here.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can't see it, but anyways, the connector back here, we've got a little drip coming from it. So we're checking everything else though, like this connector's good. Oh, is it wet?
No.
Is that moisture?
It might just be the...
It is moisture.
Yeah.
So I was gonna call it a night, but I ate some pizza, I chilled out for a minute, and I got the itch to come back out here and fix the problem with the car. So what I'm gonna do right now is the car's leaking gas because I only hand tighten these. When I was reading the instructions, it said you can just tighten them with your fingers, and since the threads are clean, it'll be tight enough to seal everything. But that clearly wasn't true. So I'm gonna go back over everything and get everything nice and tight and secure, and then restart the car and make sure we're not leaking gas. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. All right, so the good news is everything is nice and tight, and the flex fuel kit is finally perfectly installed. There's no leaks, there's no check engine light, there's no nothing. Everything is perfect. We're done, man. We are done. So, yeah. All right, guys, well, that brings us to the end of today's video. I was going to install the AEM fuel pumps, but because this install with the flex fuel kit took a little bit longer than expected, I literally thought it was gonna take an hour tops, and it took like 5 or 6 hours because we did it wrong. Don't laugh, whatever. But anyways, I'm not gonna install the fuel pumps today. I'm gonna save that for another video. So once again, guys, I really appreciate you coming by my channel. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.